Ira Epstein of Linn and Associates with your metals market update for this Monday, the 13th of May, 2019. And we're just after 5 p.m. So right now what's happened is this is the session for Tuesday trade already. And as you can see, down a little bit in some of the metal markets. The foreign currency markets have reopened, not the dollar index yet, they're a little lower, and a little further decline in the stock market after a big day down today. Now I was looking at all these declines you get on a Monday over the years, and I was reading a study that if you look back on big Monday declines, 5% declines like you've had in these a bunch of these markets recently, they tend to bottom out in the week right around that time happening and get a bounce in them. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. In the weekly gold chart, the market has rallied back up on a weekly basis, and now prices are trading at or just slightly over the 18-week moving average of 1298.50. More interesting is now the market's in an upthrust, because if I step back here, you can see we were trying to come up just recently, but this move really kicked the market up today. Bitcoin went up strong, gold went up strong, safe havens like bonds and notes, and the Japanese yen. Now the question is, when I look at this chart, is it trending to the upside? It's a strange looking chart, no question about it. If I put the swing line on it, and we'll go to the next one right here, the answer is yes. We have a pattern of higher lows now. This was a very important day today. As you see that, higher highs, so you're there into an uptrend. Resistance, the 100-day moving average of closes, big number. If you look back on this number, you came down to it, fought a battle, went up again, and once you got under it, you really stayed under it for a long time. So this is the number that the market's challenging right now. What about Bollinger Bands, an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within them 95% of the time? Well, the market is running them. In other words, it closed over it today, but now that we're into the Tuesday session, it's literally trading right on it. So we're going to see how that market wants to perform. What about looking at momentum? Overbought. So what we have is a market with upside bias since it's over the 18-day average. The trend is up. It's overbought and has hit an upside target of the Bollinger Band. And for all purposes, it's fighting right against that 100-day average of closes. As we step to GLD, now obviously it's not open yet because it's an ETF, and that won't open until the morning. But you have a lower low, a higher high. It too got over the Bollinger Band, and it closed over the 100-day average. So unlike the gold market, which ran into some resistance right there, this market's acting a bit stronger than that. The market's also done what? It's come out of a sideways pattern here. Now, unlike gold, it doesn't have the pattern of higher lows, higher highs. Interesting, but the gold pattern's a little prettier than that. GDX has a better looking chart than both of them. It's now got a pattern of higher lows, higher highs. It's settled over the 18-day average of closes, and momentum is pointing up. So now what I think is the pros are going to try to defend this momentum that they're getting to the upside. It would be hurt and taken out completely if you got under 2027. Should the market be able to rally, somewhere between this upper Bollinger Band and the 100-day average could be resistance area, a target for that market. The gold-silver ratio, it's been terrible. I know I said it over and over, and it still is. The silver market's lost a lot to gold. The higher this chart goes, the more ounces of silver you need to get an ounce of gold. And if you look at silver, the important thing today from a person that had been bearish is you hit your Bollinger Bands and you couldn't stay under them again. And this has been happening on a very regular basis. That does not mean the trend has changed. You've still stayed under the 18-day average in red, and momentum is flat. I'm just pointing out that each time it's gotten down there, the pros have been able to get out of that market at an advantageous price. In the copper market, well, obviously the tit for tat between China and the U.S. impacts copper to a degree because China uses half the world's copper. And if we're going to be moving our production of any type, our factory productions, goods we buy, refrigerators, who knows what the companies will be able to move away from them if it gets to that. And I think it's getting to that in certain markets. That weighs on the copper market. You can see that right here. The positive, of course, is copper is still going to be used in those electric cars and items like that, and they're not going away anytime soon. In the platinum market, the market has been coming, lower highs, and now with the action we just got, we actually have a higher low. So I have an oversold market that the Bollinger Bands back here, these 2 days were hit, and while it could fall back down there without any problem, I don't like when I get higher lows and I keep the lower highs. Yes, the bias is down, but you're also very oversold. I read a bearish story on the palladium market where Bosch has come out with, I guess, a new technology for a new type of fuel cell that uses substantially less palladium than it did before, and the first area it's going to be used with substantially less is big trucks. And this should be very interesting to see because this market has been counting on more and more use, and now I'm starting to hear technology that's right around the corner that's going to use less and less of it. We'll see what happens. There is resistance in this market right up here at the 1360.07 to 1358.70 level. You are oversold. Again, when the market hit the lower Bollinger Band, that's where I think the pros took money there. And if they're selling into these zones of the 18-day average or the 100-day, and so far they haven't been proven wrong. I would take a close over the 18-day average and really back over this high, I think, to get people saying, the market has got something more than just a bounce to it. In the dollar index, the question is this market oversold enough to get a bounce from here? And that's what I'm viewing. I see lower highs, lower lows, bearish. The bias is down. I would think the bears want to defend the market in the 97.34 level. It's the oversold part. It's the only thing I don't like on the chart. I was hoping today it would hit the Bollinger Band so it would be a cleaner look. It just didn't do it. So you put that together, you try to come up with a game plan, and as you can see, a little follow through tonight is what we're getting. You know, I cover all this in detail when I write my reports, I do my recordings, and I have oral updates as well. During the day, I put out a lot of research because it keeps me in tune with the market. No, I'm not sitting at my desk all day just writing, believe me. But I start with my morning videos. I get up at about 5 in the morning, that's Central Time. By 5:30, I've read everything I want. And generally, right after 6, a cup of coffee, I start recording a video for you. And in the new video, I'm able to break it down into sections. So when you see it, you can go, if you want, just say interest rates, just hit that. It'll play right away. Then, for those of you that like window envelopes or audio commentary to go with it, I put out the audio commentaries twice a day with my written updates twice a day. And the purpose of the commentary and written updates is to bring you up to what's going on, but it's not for me to write a book. I've seen newsletters, they're redundant. How can you write 6 pages every day of something about the same subject? You can't. So what you do is you try to do it with some video work that makes it different because the charts are always changing, and I put it all together. I think if you see this package, you'll be interested. And no, I'm not asking you for a credit card. If you haven't tried this, give us a call. Go to our website, sign up for this free trial or others that we have. We'll put it in your hands. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day.